What's good, everybody? Today we're talking about 10 quick and easy weight loss tips. Also keep in mind, for each tip I'm going to link a video in the description box, so after the video is done, make sure you check out the description. Tip number 1, irrespective of whatever diet you follow, whatever diet you take from your dietitian, it always boils down to calories in versus calories out. If you want to burn off fat, keep your calories out more than your calories in. That means all the food you're eating should be used up in your daily routine, as well as a little bit of exercise if possible. Just watch your calories in, keep it about 200 calories lesser than you actually need, and you'll end up burning fat super fast. Tip number 2, if you're too lazy to figure out how many calories you're getting through each meal, that's alright. Instead of focusing on the calories, just focus on your protein number. How many grams of protein are you getting in per meal? Aim to get in about 25 to 30 grams of protein. That should be the center of your meal, and everything around that should just be kind of like a sidekick to your protein. Aim to get about a gram of protein per kg of body weight inside your system every single day. Protein is an extremely filling food, and it's going to keep you full. It's going to prevent you from eating unhealthy food, and ideally try getting this protein in through homemade meals. Tip number 3, if you are trying to follow some kind of diet protocol, be it keto, IF, any kind of weight loss diet, get into a habit of measuring your weight every single day at the same time under the same conditions. Maybe just after you get up, or maybe just after your evening workout. Same conditions every day, and look at how your weight is changing because of the food you've had on the previous day. Initially, your weight will fluctuate a lot if you've just started out with your weight loss journey. And by getting into this habit, you'll figure out, okay, was my diet yesterday alright, or was it not so alright? If your weight stays the same or increases, that usually means that you've not played the diet game right. But if it's dropping just a little bit, that means you're on track. Aim to lose about half a kg per week every single week, at least initially for the first 1 or 2 months of your weight loss journey. Next weight loss tip, if you're just starting out with your weight loss, fat loss journey, only aim to eliminate one single food at a time. Don't really take up a drastic diet if you're not motivated enough to follow that diet for 30 to 14 days. Instead, try eliminating one bad food at a time. You can move on to cutting off sugary drinks first, then you can move on to cutting off all dessert. Then you can move on to cutting off restaurant food and junk food for most of the week. And finally, when you're up for it, replace all your simple carbohydrates like white rice, white bread, potatoes with complex carbohydrates like brown rice, whole wheats, millets, and sweet potatoes. Next tip, if you do follow this guideline, or if you follow a particular diet to burn off fat, initially you will burn off fat very rapidly, you will lose weight, your weighing scale will continuously show you the truth. Eventually, if you're someone who also exercises along with this diet protocol, your body will tend to put on a little bit of muscle in response to all that exercise. And muscle is heavier than fat. So even though your weighing scale might not change, you will look much better. A lot of people look at their weighing scales not changing and get extremely demotivated, but that's not something they should feel bad about. Always give more priority to what people are telling you, and always give the most priority to how you are looking in the mirror. If you feel that you've progressed compared to your starting point, that means you're on track. The weighing scale doesn't matter much at this mid-weight loss stage. Point number 6, any effective fat loss diet is only truly effective if you're having fun doing that particular diet. If a diet isn't fun to follow, then it's not a long-term solution. I'd personally recommend that you take up to 3 cheat meals in a week at a maximum, but if you can stick to having only 1 cheat meal in the week, that'll do wonders for you, because there's 2 primary reasons you need to take up a cheat meal. 1, it keeps you motivated to follow the diet in the long term. At the end of a series of clean eating days, you're rewarding yourself at the end of that series with kind of a man of the match award in the form of that cheat meal. And the second huge reason you need to take up a cheat meal is because a lot of people who've been dieting for a while, who've burnt a little bit of fat but are still far from their goals, they end up hitting weight loss plateaus. Now, weight loss plateaus in most cases are just a result of you not playing the calories in versus calories out game correct. Either you're not exercising enough, or you're ingesting too many calories, you're eating too much food. Try fixing those factors first. If nothing else works, that means your weight loss plateau is a result of your hormonal system. Now, your body perceives a long-term weight loss diet as kind of a starvation situation. it realizes, damn, I've burnt off so much fat, I mustn't be getting enough food. So your body reacts by lowering the levels of a hormone called leptin. And when you have low leptin levels, it prevents your body from burning off its fat stores. How do you solve this problem? You take up a cheat meal where you load up on carbohydrates. You almost try to put on weight just a little bit so that you can reboot your body and restart your fat burning process. Alright, so let's move on to tip number 7. Super simple. Obviously, you've got to focus on your protein, but you've also got to focus on your fiber intake. Give priority to vegetables, not fruits. Veggies are much more nutritionally dense than fruits. That means for a lot lesser calories, you're getting a lot more vitamins, minerals, and just nutrition overall. And obviously, when you're going to have so much protein, which is your best friend in a weight loss journey, you've got to back up all that protein with a high amount of fiber for your bowel movements. Next key point, a mistake that a lot of people make in their fat loss journey are that they take fat burners, they overdo it with caffeine, or they overdo it with green tea. The best out of these 3 options is green tea, but for green tea to actually make you lose weight, scientifically speaking, you need to have 12 to 15 cups of green tea every single day. 12 to 15 cups is a huge amount of caffeine, and caffeine does help you burn off a little bit of fat, but what's more effective in burning off fat is watching your overall macro intake, your calories in versus your calories out. Caffeine just kind of supplements your whole fat loss journey. But there's a downside to overdoing it with caffeine. Firstly, caffeine is an addictive substance, and how addictive, you ask? This is the dependence versus damage scale. It's kind of a rating scale for all the psychoactive drugs in the world. We've got cocaine, we've got heroin, LSD, marijuana. But when you take a closer look at the scale, we've also got caffeine. And very interestingly, it's as addictive as weed or marijuana or ganja, but it does more damage to your body. So technically speaking, that much caffeine is actually kind of a drug that harms your body. The second major effect of caffeine is that it does affect your sleep cycle if you overdo it with caffeine. And this is a huge issue for you if you're trying to burn off fat, and it's an even bigger issue for you if you're someone who exercises. Remember, exercise is basically wear and tear for your body. When you sleep, your body recovers. Now, if you consume a lot of caffeine, you're not getting sound sleep. And in the process, your body is not recovering effectively. And in that process, your weight loss journey gets a little bit affected. Interestingly enough, there's been a study that showed us that people who sleep more than 7 hours a night, every single night, in the long term, burn off 55% more fat than someone who sleeps less than 7 hours a night. Your sound sleep is a very crucial element of your whole weight loss process. If you're someone who wants to burn off more fat than muscle, give priority to your sleep, not to caffeine. Point number 9, extremely simple. In your fat loss journey, water is key. If you're going to be having that much protein, you need to back up all that protein with your body being hydrated. Excess protein can only harm your body if you're not hydrated most of the time. How much water? About 3 to 4 liters. But you know what? That's not the same for everyone. Always go according to the color of your urine. Keep it clear. Every time you go to the toilet, your urine should be clear and you're in the safe zone. Also keep in mind, by water, I don't mean Nimbu Pani or one of those sugary drinks. I just mean plain and simple water with no added sugar. 10th and final point, if you're very motivated about losing weight and you want to burn off fat fast, consider taking up alternative diet approaches. You can try the ketogenic diet, which is a low carb protocol. If you're not up for a low carb protocol, you can try the intermittent fasting style diet. They will work for you in your fat loss journey, but you've got to follow all the instructions we've spoken about in those videos. Subscribe to Beer Biceps. Those are our handles. Ranveer will see you later.